We're in Carlota's kitchen today, and what are we making?
Today we're making tortilla de patatas or tortilla española, which is a translation would be Spanish omelette. It's a typical Spanish dish that we usually eat. Like it can be eaten like any time of the day. You can find it like at almost like every single bar, and every household like cooks it. I would say like maybe once a week at least. We don't cook it every day because it takes a lot of time to make, as you'll see, but yeah, it's a very like common dish in Spain.
And is there variations between different regions in Spain?
There are different ways of making the Spanish omelette, and it's a famous debate in Spain whether you should include or not onion into the omelette. The basic ingredients are egg, potato, and onion in my case, but some people just say it should be just egg and potato. There's also some debate around whether the inside of the omelette should be like raw, like almost raw, or like very cooked. I think like every family has its own tricks of making the omelette. Today I'm gonna use my mom's tricks, which to me make the omelette very tasty.
Thank you, Carlota's mom.
The first thing you want to do is to take a pan, pour a lot of olive oil and heat it up, because we're gonna deep fry the onion and the potato. In the meantime, you're gonna cut the onion and the potato. You're gonna make sure that all the pieces have the same size so that they are cooked evenly. I usually cut the onion at about 1 millimeter, and you are gonna add first the onion and a bit of salt, because we wanna make sure we cook it for a little bit more time so that the flavor comes out stronger and a bit sweeter. Then I cut the potato between 1 to 2 millimeters. And after I finish cutting the potatoes, which is probably like around 5 minutes, I add them also to the oil, and I deep fry the potatoes and the onion together until they are golden. And once they are done, I take a strainer or just a lid and I drain all the olive oil from the pan. I take that mixture and I add that to beaten eggs. I usually use 5 large eggs for the amount of potato and onion that you'll see, but it depends on like the size of the potatoes and the onions too. I let the mixture with the beaten eggs sit for about 15 minutes, and once the potatoes and the onions have been soaked, I start making the omelette by adding the mixture to a pan that has already been heated, and I cooked each side of the omelette for about 2 minutes. The timing depends on how much you want the egg to be cooked. If you want the inside to be runny, you just like cook it for less amount of time. I usually use a plate to flip the omelette, but some people also use like lids or anything that works to flip the omelette.
After we flip it, we put it back into the pan to cook the other side. Moving the omelette around in a pan like this away from the direct heat makes sure that the heat can get to the inside of the omelette to cook it, and the outside of the omelette doesn't get overcooked or too brown. It also helps shape the omelette as well. And because we like the egg to be more cooked and not so runny, we flipped it for a second time and let it sit on the heat for just about 30 seconds. If you're not sure how cooked the inside is, you can also poke it with a fork. Once it's to your liking, it's good to go. Now look at that omelette.